Polar bears are magnificent creatures. They are the largest land predator on Earth. Their home is the icy Arctic. We call them apex predators. This means they are at the top of the food chain. Polar bears play a crucial role in the balance of nature. These bears are perfectly adapted to survive in freezing temperatures. They have thick fur and a layer of blubber that keeps them warm. Their white fur provides excellent camouflage against the snow and ice. This helps them stalk their prey. Polar bears give birth to cubs in snow dens. Mothers are incredibly protective and will fiercely defend their young. These bears are solitary creatures for most of the year. However, they sometimes gather in groups near abundant food sources. Their survival is closely linked to the health of the Arctic sea ice. These majestic creatures face an uncertain future as our planet warms. We must understand these animals to protect them. They are a symbol of the Arctic's fragile beauty. The Arctic is a vast frozen ocean surrounded by land. It's a land of extremes, with long, dark winters and short, cool summers. Temperatures can plunge to -40 degrees Celsius. Despite these harsh conditions, the Arctic is teeming with life. The Arctic is home to a variety of animals, including seals, walruses, and whales. These animals rely on the ocean for food and survival. Polar bears are uniquely adapted to hunt on the Arctic sea ice. The ice provides a platform for them to hunt seals. The Arctic ecosystem is interconnected and fragile. Changes in one part of the ecosystem can have ripple effects on other parts. For example, the decline of sea ice affects the entire food chain. This includes the polar bears at the top. The Arctic is also home to indigenous peoples who have lived there for centuries. These communities have a deep understanding of the Arctic environment and its wildlife. They rely on the ocean for food and resources. Their traditional way of life is increasingly threatened by climate change. Polar bears are perfectly adapted for a life on the ice. Their Latin name, Ursus maritimus, means maritime bear. They have large paws with rough pads and non-retractile claws, providing excellent traction on ice and snow. They are powerful swimmers and can hold their breath for an impressive amount of time. Their diet consists mainly of seals. Polar bears hunt seals by waiting near breathing holes in the ice or by ambushing them on land. They use their keen sense of smell to locate seals from afar. They are patient hunters, often waiting hours for the right moment to strike. Polar bear cubs stay with their mothers for about 2 years, learning essential survival skills. During this time, mothers teach their cubs how to hunt, swim, and stay safe. These skills are crucial for their survival in the harsh Arctic environment. These bears are facing growing threats to their survival. Climate change is causing the Arctic sea ice to melt at an alarming rate. This loss of hunting grounds makes it harder for polar bears to find food. As a result, they're becoming thinner and having fewer cubs. Section 4. The melting world. Climate change is the biggest threat to polar bears. The Arctic is warming twice as fast as the rest of the planet. As temperatures rise, the sea ice that polar bears depend on is melting earlier in the spring and freezing later in the fall. This shrinking hunting season leaves bears with less time to hunt for seals, their primary food source. The loss of sea ice forces polar bears to spend more time on land. This brings them into closer contact with humans and increases the risk of conflicts. They may wander into villages in search of food, posing a danger to both people and bears. Climate change is also impacting the rest of the Arctic ecosystem. The warming waters are affecting fish populations, which in turn affects seals, walruses, and other marine animals. This disruption of the food chain has cascading effects throughout the ecosystem. The melting Arctic also has global implications. The Arctic acts as a giant reflector, bouncing sunlight back into space and helping to regulate the Earth's temperature. As the ice melts, the darker ocean absorbs more heat, further accelerating global warming. Section 5. Protecting the Arctic Guardians. Protecting polar bears and their habitat is crucial for the health of the Arctic ecosystem. International cooperation is essential to address climate change, the primary threat to polar bears. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions is paramount to slowing the rate of Arctic warming. Supporting organizations involved in polar bear research and conservation is crucial. These organizations are working to understand and mitigate the impacts of climate change on polar bear populations. They also play a vital role in educating the public about the plight of polar bears. We can all make a difference in the fight to protect polar bears. Reducing our carbon footprint by conserving energy, using public transportation, and making sustainable choices can collectively contribute to a healthier planet. The future of polar bears hangs in the balance. Their fate is intertwined with our own. By taking action to address climate change, we can help ensure that these magnificent creatures continue to roam the Arctic ice for generations to come.